Hi, my name is Grace, and today I'm going to be reviewing the book Hope Was Here by Joan Bauer. So, I read this book for a book club that I'm in, and we had read another book by the lady called Rules of the Road, and I think Hope Was Here is her 5th novel she wrote, maybe 6th, I'm pretty sure it's 5th though. And I was kind of excited to read this book because I enjoyed the other one, but I was a little hesitant because I'm more into the action genre, the dystopian and fantasy, and so I wasn't quite sure how I felt about this one, but it ended up being a really good book. So the story centers around a young girl named Hope who's a waitress, and she lives with her aunt, and they kind of travel around a lot with different jobs. Her aunt's like a cook, and so they'll be at different restaurants and places. And the beginning of the story, they're living in New York City, they work at this restaurant, and the man who owns the restaurant completely leaves and takes all the money with him, leaving them broke. And so they are in the process of moving to a small town in Wisconsin to help run a diner that needs assistance, like a new cook and a new waitress. And so the whole book kind of deals with them settling into their new life. But the book had some really good messages, in a sense that it wasn't just and here's what we did in our life. It really had some deep things. They go to this town, they work at the diner, and the man who owns the diner is older. Well, he's not that old, but he has cancer and he's pretty much dying. So he's looking for someone to kind of take some of the load off him, because he's a cook as well, to help with the cooking and the restaurant and the business. And so they end up working there, and they meet a whole bunch of people. There is a cook named Braverman, who is just around Hope, the main character's age, and later on they actually end up liking each other. And there's different waitresses that end up kind of playing important parts in their lives. There's one waitress named Llewellyn who's really rude, but you find out later she's rude because of certain reasons, and she's not just this mean person. But in the book, the owner, GT, who has cancer, decides to run for mayor because he thinks the mayor of the town is a con, pretty much. And the book deals with Hope helping him in his campaign and learning from this man. Hope has a lot of anger in her life because her mother left her with her aunt when she was a baby, and she's never even met her father, and she sees her mother every few years. So she's never felt like she's really had her family except for her aunt, and she has a lot of anger she keeps inside of her. And with the man who owned the previous restaurant running off with their money, that really got her angry. And she learns through GT, who is dying pretty much, that yes, you can have anger, but you need to get rid of that anger. And the whole book is kind of her struggle to fit in, to get rid of the anger, and to trust people, because she's never really had constants in her life. And it really ended up being a good book, and it spoke to me in a lot of ways. I could relate to the characters. Joan Bauer's characters are super relatable. Hope was not perfect in any way, but she was a good person, but she had flaws, and it kept her really real, so she wasn't oh, she's perfect, but she wasn't too flawed that it was something was wrong with her. She was just perfect enough, if that makes sense. Perfect enough, she was perfectly flawed. Hope was perfectly flawed. I'm going to real quick read the back of the book to kind of give you guys the synopsis. It says, ever since she changed her name to Hope, Hope has tried to live up to it, keeping her outlook positive. When she and her aunt moved from New York City to small town Wisconsin to help run the local diner, she's going to make the best of it. And before she knows it, Hope is part of the diner staff, she's wrapped up in the town's politics, and she's even caught the eye of one of the short order cooks. Which just goes to show that when you have hope, all sorts of good things are possible. So this book was really optimistic and happy, and there were some sad parts. But I would really recommend this book if you are looking for something just to read lightly, not super serious. It is a little sad at the end, but it's not sad where it's depressing, and it kind of ends on a good note. So I would definitely recommend this book, Hope Was Here by Joan Bauer, and I hope you guys enjoy it.